We all know what we're here to talk about with the National Football League draft. It'd be the San Francisco 49ers. Picking at number 3, they hold all the keys to the cabin, Mom. They're going to take a quarterback. And what did we tell you on this show yesterday? We told you on this show that if they hang on to Jimmy Garoppolo, Jimmy Guido things, that if they hold on to Jimmy G, that they're going to take Trey Lance out of the Dakotas, and they're not trading Jimmy Garoppolo, it looks like. That tells me all I need to know. I believe, Jake, pretty firmly that the San Francisco 49ers will draft Trey Lance.
Yeah, I think it's a good move. I think that we've seen this formula work out many times. You look at, as much as I hate the Packers, you look at what Aaron Rodgers' process looked like, sitting behind a starter. You look at Patty Mahomes sitting behind a starter. There are multiple scenarios where it has worked out really well, and that in turn gives you the opportunity to be a Super Bowl contender for a long period of time, which is what I think this organization needs. You look back at, if you go all the way back to the Alex Smith era in San Francisco, which then got turned into the Kaepernick era, which then got turned into the what's his name? The head coach.
Tom Brady?
No, not Tom Brady.
Tom Thibodeau?
No, not Tom Thibodeau. Basically, the organization being awful.
Jim Harbaugh.
Jim Harbaugh. Tom Sulo, yeah.
Tom Sulo.
All those guys. I mean, this organization has suffered.
Dude, I just pulled Tom Sulo right off the top of my
I know.
head.
I'm impressed, dude. Honestly, I'm impressed. Anyway, point is that this organization needs a young quarterback to come in and lead them for like a decade, and that's what they're trying to do here. And I think they know that Jimmy G is not going to take them where they want to go. So they're trying to develop a guy.
But listen, I think what we also know about the 49ers is this is a really good football team. They're on the line of being a Super Bowl contender. So if you're that close, that means you're a player or two away. You don't just throw in the towel and draft a rookie quarterback and say, good luck, kid. What you do is you keep Jimmy Garoppolo, who I said on this show yesterday, the same thing that I'll say again. I like the horns. I'll say the same thing I said yesterday again today. He's in the Hall of Very Good, and Very Good wins you a playoff game. And by the time they get to the playoffs, their season will be written by injuries and development of their roster.
Yep.
Right? They have a roster that can compete for an NFL championship. You don't trade Jimmy Garoppolo and start a rookie to do that. You just don't. They're going to keep Jimmy G, and that makes me think they're drafting Trey Lance, which then turns the tables and says, what the heck are the Atlanta Falcons going to do?
Dude.
Because I think that's one of the more fascinating picks at number 4. What exactly are the Atlanta Falcons going to do? And the thing that stands out to me most is that if you're the Atlanta Falcons, you have so many needs.
Mm-hmm. And you're in an interesting time in your organization.
You really are.
You either have to move on from Matt Ryan, or you have to get a guy. You have to do what the 49ers are doing. You got to draft a guy to sit behind Matt Ryan who can develop, and then you don't have to worry about drafting a quarterback for a really long time. But the thing is bad organizations make bad decisions time and time and time again. And so when you're in this situation where you could potentially take, where like Mac Jones or Trey Lance will be available depending on what San Francisco does. But another guy that's available is Kyle Pitts, one of the best tight end prospects to ever come out of the draft, allegedly. So what exactly is it that you do? If it was me, I would definitely be taking a quarterback in this draft because I think this is some of the best prospects you're going to get. And then I'd worry about everything else because if you don't have a quarterback, you're not a good team.
Here's my question, though. If you're the Atlanta Falcons and you know that you have a salary cap problem, are you drafting Kyle Pitts to team with Julio Jones and Ridley? Or are you drafting Kyle Pitts to trade Julio Jones, to replace him? If it were me, I think I'd trade Julio Jones. I'd draft Justin Fields. And there's a deep talent pool of receivers in this draft.
Yes.
I find a way to get one of those wide receivers. But you have got to free yourself up some cap space there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
It's coming.
The music is over.
No, it's coming.
Okay,
See,
there we go.
There we
I like
go.
it.
Okay.
Now there's let's pick up the tempo a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Let's get some energy music going, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's fascinating. And then the Cincinnati Bengals at number 5. I think you got to go offensive line here. And I am shocked that everybody has them either on Jalen Waddle or Jamar Chase, the wide receiver from LSU. If I am the Cincinnati Bengals, and I always say this, you drafted a quarterback who had his leg ripped in 18 pieces while he actually tore a knee ligament.
Gnarly.
You have Joe Burrow, the hometown kid. Let's go, Joey. Draft an offensive lineman, the best available, and that's Penei Sewell. Now maybe the fine lineman out of Oregon doesn't grade well on the Bengals board, but if you're grading Penei Sewell low, doesn't that tell you suck at footballing, and maybe, just maybe, you should draft him anyway?
Yeah.
And again, I understand Jamar Chase is a fine talent, and Joe Burrow needs weapons. A.J. Green is no longer there. That was long past due.
Yeah.
But you got to keep Joe Burrow upright, and that means you should draft offensive line at 5, Jay.
And think about it. This Cincinnati Bengals team right now is in the same place that the Arizona Cardinals have been in the last 3 or 4 years. They've got a young quarterback, they have zero protection, and now they have even less weapons than they had last season. So it's this whole this is the quintessential philosophical conversation. When you're a bad team, what do? Do we go and get protection, or do we go and get weapons?
Well,
I'm telling you that you get protection, and then you worry about your weapons, because you got to keep Joe Burrow upright for as long as possible.
Yeah, I agree, and I think one of the interesting things here is all of this is hyperbole, because if the Atlanta Falcons trade out of the 4 spot, which, by the way, when you have a lot of cap problems and you need depth on that roster, I think that's the exact right thing to do. I would trade out of that spot.
Mm-hmm.
That changes the game for everybody. If New England moves up to that 4th spot to draft Justin Fields, or everybody says they're really high on Mac Jones, if they don't draft Justin Fields 4, if the Patriots don't trade up to try and draft Justin Fields 4, is Mac Jones available at 15? I think he probably is.
Yes.
Right? But it just creates this waterfall effect down the draft board. And I think, somebody was asking about the Chargers. The Chargers have to take the best offensive lineman available.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. I don't know if that's Penei Sewell, if he'll be there. I wonder what the Cowboys do. I mean, the Cowboys have to go defense, right?
Well, the question with the Cowboys is Jerry's been talking a load of junk about how he's going to move up in the Jera. Sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry, Jera. My bad. Anyway, he's been talking a load of junk about how they're going to move up in the draft and they're going to go and get a guy. So if that happens, that obviously changes the whole thing.
Space.
Yeah, I mean, he has no flexibility. I don't know what that looks like. So let's assume that doesn't happen. Yeah, I think that the Cowboys need to go defense. They need to go defense. And if they don't do that, that's just yet another bad decision.
Yeah, Rick says, Monty, fellow Chicago Bears suffering fan.
Oh, man.
What do you see the Bears doing? Well, I see the Bears screwing it up at number 20. You better go offensive line. This is your first time back in the first round of the draft since like 1938. My hope is that you will, because Mitch Trubisky, you weren't in the first round when you drafted Mitch Trubisky. You were in a drug den because you were clearly high. But my point is the Bears at 20 are probably going offensive linemen. I mean, I look at some of the names that'll be available at 20. I love Elijah Vera Tucker out of USC, the guard, a great interior lineman. Obviously, Penei Sewell's a guy that I like a lot. He's not going to be available at 20.
No.
I don't think he gets past Detroit at 7.
Yeah.
Frankly, I don't see how he doesn't go 5 or 6 well, actually, I think the Dolphins are going to go outside speed because they're stupid. But I think that what?
That's why the Dolphins are the Dolphins.
That's why the Dolphins are, like dead dolphin fish and stuff. I've seen tuna in Deadliest Catch and stuff, so I know how it works. Anyway, the point is, I don't know, I'm an idiot. The point is, I think there's a lot of teams that need offensive linemen. Frankly, Vera Tucker is a great fit with San Diego, who now plays in L.A. in a soccer stadium rented to the Rams.
Much like Chelsea did the other day.
Shut up. The point is, I think it's going to be interesting. Giggity says, imagine all the jacks in the stadium every Sunday if there was NFL in Salt Lake City.
Oh, dude.
Please.
Dude.
Giggity says, Bengals got to protect Burrow. Yes. Nye Guy says, let's all pitch in to buy the Chargers and bring them to Salt Lake City.
Hell yeah.
No. I don't know that I think this market could support an NFL team.
Yeah.
Everybody wants baseball or hockey here.
I don't think that. Yeah, that's not what this sounds.
The other
about.
thing is, are the Broncos really going to let an NFL team move to Salt Lake City?
No.
Probably not. Probably not. We'll see. I don't know. There's a lot of people in on the Atlanta Falcons drafting a quarterback. I think you have so many needs on that roster.
Yeah.
I think you just take the best player that's available to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, again, just to nail you down on the 49ers.
They're going Trey Lance.
I think especially because now we know they're not trading Jimmy G.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't make sense to keep Jimmy G, then go Mac Jones. So, listen, I'm a little bit higher on Trey Lance than you are. I think that he has a lot of upside to him. He is very raw. He needs a lot of development. But I think there's a lot of upside in him. So I understand why they're doing it. But I also think you can't be wasting the careers of all the talent that you have on this roster.
Yeah, I would totally agree. Miracle says, do you think Trevor Lawrence is a success with Jacksonville? Man.
Why don't we start with, is Urban Meyer going to be a success with Jacksonville?
Yeah, I have
Because
no
that's
doubt.
the question.
For 3 years, Urban Meyer is going to make them an exponentially better football team. The thing that worries me about Trevor Lawrence is the things he said to Sports Illustrated had been rumor about him during his career that he wasn't all in to win.
Mm-hmm.
In the NFL, if you're not all in to win, you're not going to win at all.
Right.
That's that's the real issue. So
It's got to be life and death for you, literally.
yeah, I mean, and listen, if you're not going to win games, your opponent is going to go and win those games. Somebody in your division is going to pass you. Somebody in your division is going to continue to put their foot on your face, and you're going to continue to lose games every single Sunday. I will say now, and maybe I'll have, I'll look like a complete idiot. Trevor Lawrence is never going to, in my opinion, is not going to win a Super Bowl as a starting quarterback in the NFL.
Dude.
I don't see it.
Yeah, he's got a lot of talent, but I agree with you. Anytime you got to have concerns about a dude's mindset or where he's at in terms of passion for the game, that's never, that's even, I would say that is worse than criticizing a guy for having a weak arm or not having talent.
Niner Cliff says, did the 49ers panic and realize Mac Jones sucks? I don't think Mac Jones sucks.
Yeah.
I don't think they panicked. If you listen to Adam Schefter from ESPN, I think it makes a lot of sense what he's saying they did. They bumped up knowing that they were taking a quarterback. They wanted the best available quarterback, so they moved up to 3.
Yeah.
They knew they weren't getting Trevor Lawrence. They know that they're not getting Zach Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were on Mac Jones when they moved up, and now why wouldn't you look at all the other quarterbacks? And I think they've probably found themselves aroused by Trey Lance.
Yeah, this is a situation where you cannot. It's not that they can't afford to mess it up, because frankly they can. But at the same time, you moved up in the draft, and you want to make sure that you get this right, and you want to make sure that you get the right guy for the future of the organization.
William says, "Hey Monty, nice loss in the sneakers app yesterday."
Bro, can we just? Come on.
Why? Why would you?
Why?
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 You're a hater, bro.
You're killing the vibes right now, bro.
I did lose the Air Jordan 4 Baby Blue. True. Euros Petrovic says, obviously y'all are on football now, but please tell me y'all seen Jokic snuff Zion last night. Absolutely a block, not a foul. Solidify a win and his MVP award. I'm telling you, Nikola Jokic is the MVP of the NBA.